Hello there, I hope all is well in your world. Welcome to the March energy forecast for 2016. The energy this year has been fast and quite challenging for many already, and there is no chance of that letting up anytime soon. We are now entering the buildup of energy to the two eclipses that occur in March. Eclipse energy brings transformation, and if it impacts your life, you'll be well aware that things are changing, shifting, and may even feel a little worried or out of control when what time you were born denotes whether this eclipse will affect you, but it will impact at least 65% of the population. Try not to let fear get the better of you. The universe has got you and knows exactly where you need to be to live a happy and more fulfilling life. Despite the buildup of energy, the first week in March should be quite calm, although there is an undercurrent for most of us to let something go. This could be a person, home, job, group, situation, way of thinking, way of behaving, a dream that is not in alignment with our highest good, or a coping strategy that suppresses our emotions: food, drugs, alcohol, gambling, etc. We are likely to feel quite caring and protective of those we love as opposed to being in conflict with them, or that's the best representation we can gain from this week's energy. For others, this energy might tip us into victim mentality, feeling life isn't fair or we're just being overloaded all the time and are struggling to cope. Respecting ourselves foremost and then extending that same respect to others will go a long way to easing us through this month. Pay attention to what you need and honor that, even if it means rescheduling something. The first weekend in March looks to be a little rocky, with clear lessons on what is working for us and what isn't. The more we cling to rigid, negative or old, outworn mental thoughts, patterns, ways of being, the harder this time will be. This is easier said than done for most, however, because we are often already behaving in a way that isn't helpful to our situation, or saying words that are going to trigger someone else in a negative way before we've engaged our brain. Slow down. Give yourself some space. Learn the difference between a reaction, subconscious wounds, and a response, conscious choice. If you find yourself feeling stubborn or hemmed in, take a good look at how you can come to a compromise. Compromise is really looking hard at both ourselves and others, trying to walk in both sets of shoes and seeing if there is some way we can meet in the middle. Just the act of doing this starts to loosen up our mental and emotional energy. It is important, however, not to betray our own truth. So we're being asked to change, to heal, and to work on deep levels, but with respect, compassion, and kindness for both ourselves and others. If we stand in our own truth from a place of calm and love, there is no need to fight or defend anything. It simply is. As always, through an eclipse season, be aware that we're being given the opportunity to change things that no longer work for us. For some, this comes as a shock or through an unexpected occurrence. For others who are more aware or in tune with the energy, there will be a deep sense of knowing that things have to change for the better, even if it makes us feel very uncomfortable or unstable for a while. If you would like to read the scientific data on these eclipses, including exact timings, how long the eclipse will last, and which countries in the world will be able to view it, please click here. Total solar eclipse 20 March 2015, Faroe Islands landscape, new moon. Total solar eclipse 8/9 March 2016, exact at 01:58 GMT on 9th March, 17:58 PST on 8th March, 19:58 CST on 8th March, 11:58 EST on 9th March. This particular eclipse in Pisces brings the opportunity to heal a deep wound. The wound could be something dating back to childhood or a more recent drama, for example, the breakup of a relationship. It could even relate to a wound that occurs within 3 days either side of this eclipse. The effects of carrying such a wound could be harming your relationships, putting pressure on the physical body through pain, stress, guilt, self-abuse, or nerves, or it could be affecting you mentally by causing you to act in the ways mentioned above. When we have a wound, even if we don't realize it, we will defend the damaged part of ourselves, usually through anger and pushing people away, or by withdrawing completely. A solar eclipse represents the end of something and paves the way for something new. It indicates our goals and focus for the following 6 months. Question everything occurring in your life at this time, look long, hard and deep at yourself, and be brutally honest. We are being asked to find new and creative ways of moving ourselves forward. Keep an eye on the calendar. Anything occurring on 15th or 27th March is likely to link directly back to the wound changes being offered up by this eclipse. Ultimately, we're being given the chance to start a new cycle, and whatever we are dealing with during this eclipse is likely to last around 6 months, with major changes not becoming completely clear until mid-April. New moons are a time of manifestation, so use this time wisely to look at what you do want in life and take steps towards that. Keep focusing on positive change, keep sharing your problems and talking them over with others, bounce things off those you are intuitively drawn to. We are all in this together, and in many small ways, even a 5-minute conversation on social media can change the way we perceive a situation for the better if only we're willing to open up and share the damaged parts of ourselves. Full Moon Penumbra Lunar Eclipse March 23, 2016 exact at 11.48 GMT, 04.48 PST, 06.48 CST, 21.48 EST. This particular full moon lunar eclipse in Libra is all about relationships, communication and how we think. Rigid or stubborn thinking will cause chaos. If the energy of the past few years hasn't taught us how to be more open-minded and flexible in our thinking, this eclipse will show us in glorious technicolor where we're going wrong. When I talk about relationships, I'm referring to ALL relationships in our lives. This could be with our partner, children, parents, friends, work associates or groups of people we interact with. Again, whatever situations we are dealing with around the themes of self-expression, communication and thinking patterns will last until the next lunar eclipse in September, so we will be shown what isn't working and again, be given a reasonable time frame to figure out how to move forward. Try not to take too much on or push yourself too hard during March. Healing takes time. There is no quick fix or cure for most, as the emotions we have to deal with are difficult ones to process. Fear, shame, guilt, betrayal and anger are all powerful feelings. There is no fast or flippant way of dealing with them, not if we want to heal properly and move on. There is a lot of energy affecting us all, and with the collective coming to the surface of wounds to be healed. Anyone being impacted by these eclipses is likely to feel a little raw or vulnerable. Be patient with yourself and others, take responsibility for yourself, and if you feel angry or are struggling to find compassion, take a step back, give yourself space, consciously withdraw, not to hide, but to sort yourself out. There is a lot of strength and forgiveness both of ourselves and others. It feels like this is a karmic year, where we are completing specific karmic cycles and letting go of old wounds and ways of being. Forgiveness for ourselves and for others is a gift that sets us free. If you'd like to read my informative blog on forgiveness, please click here. Myself and most of the crystal experts or therapists I know do not put our crystals out under the moon during the eclipse season. The energy is so erratic and there is so much emotion being released and processed. If we're struggling on any level, then crystals, as an extension of our energy system, will struggle too. Check in with yourself and how you're feeling. If your gut, and I mean gut intuition, not the head, insists you should put your crystals out, then there is a reason and I say go for it. If you feel at all wobbly or withdrawn, however, leave it until next month. For those being impacted by the eclipse energy, it's going to be an interesting month. Having an awareness of what is happening around us, however, gives us the opportunity to work with the energy, rather than against it. For those not being directly impacted, this month is going to feel stop-start and up-down, as we're all still riding that roller coaster. Have a wonderful day, and thanks so much for taking the time to pop in and read this energy forecast. With love and bright blessings.